Each winter, deluxe hotels at Disney World draw massive crowds to see their unique gingerbread creations, and now during spring break and Easter season, there's a new effort to reproduce this success with displays of uniquely decorated eggs. Various resort hotels now have elaborate egg dioramas, mostly related to Disney IP, each created by a cast member or a group of cast members. Some egg designs return from year to year, others now are new, just as how the gingerbread houses around December are updated in small but interesting ways from season to season. The largest presentation of decorative eggs is at the Grand Floridian, where tabletop displays surround the Grand Cottage. Eggs are also on display over at the Contemporary, where the designs speak in part to Fantasia, which is one of the themes embraced year-round at the Contemporary. The other two locations are the Yacht Club and the Beach Club, both over by Epcot. This year, the Yacht Club has a new display that is themed around Moana, with each egg representing a different character or a scene from that movie. And the Beach Club has a display of eggs that are recreations of topiaries over at Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. So if you see some characters that appear to be a wee bit off model, the artists aren't using Disney films as the primary inspiration, rather how those characters appear as plant and face mold topiaries at the theme park next door. This past winter, Beach Club also had a gingerbread carousel that was themed to Epcot's World Showcase area. So I would take this to be an ongoing motif. Holiday displays here at the Beach Club that recreate unique elements from the theme park next door. But beyond the egg displays, this year Disney is also adding some ride overlay elements, very similar to what they had arranged back in December. During the winter holidays, Living with the Land dressed its greenhouses with Christmas ornaments, holiday lights, and snowmen. Right now, for Flower and Garden, the greenhouses are lightly dressed with elements from a few Disney films. The first greenhouse holds treasures from the sunken ship in The Little Mermaid, such as the Dingle Hopper. The next greenhouse has a display centered around the wishing well from Snow White. Then we have Rabbit's Garden from the Winnie the Pooh films, arranged around the hydroponic lettuce displays, and finally around the hanging gardens is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party from Alice in Wonderland. These displays together likely aren't bringing in new guests to the resort, but the decorative eggs and the ride overlay elements will interest resort regulars and locals. So with these displays, Disney is suggesting a shift in business strategies. They are focusing more on return and repeat visitors as opposed to increasing the numbers of traditional tourists. In other words, this is a repositioning of the overall resort model, in which it may be more productive now to make the resort feel new for those who visit often, as opposed to enticing a larger number of new guests. And with this, we can see a business strategy shift in how the resorts intentionally present themselves. But before we close up this video, I want to let you know that this here is part of our weekly podcast, which explores the Disney company both in terms of new experiences and its history. This week's podcast episode has many stories, including a much longer version of the story about the decorative eggs. It's an ideal podcast for a drive to work or a walk around the neighborhood. You can find it through any podcast engine simply by typing in Disney History Institute Podcast. The episode that this video is tied to is the Disney Update for March 2024. I hope to see you over there.